Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Chris Garcia. If you're new here, go ahead and click that like button and click that subscribe button right now. Today, I'm going to be going over RSR, otherwise known as Reserve Rights Token, and more importantly, why am I bullish on RSR and why am I currently all in on RSR as of today, December 20th, 2020. I'm currently, yes, that is correct. I am all in on RSR. I don't have any Bitcoin, no Ethereum, and no other altcoins. So today I'll be going over some fundamentals and technicals of the RSR token that will further justify my current train of thought and why I'm, holding what I'm holding right now. So first of all, you can see the market cap of RSR on CoinGecko is just under 200 million, which is very, very low. If you guys are familiar at all with the market caps of, top 10, top 20, a billion is basically what it takes to get, I think, about the top 20. And, that's a easy 5x from where we're at now. And I could, argue, further than that based on the way the current market is going and the way this next bull market will go. And other things I will cover today, but let me stop before I get ahead of myself. So first of all, I will put the link below for all of the links that I'll be showing you guys today. What I wanted to show here is just the market cap and just let you guys know that we're easily, we're not even touching the full potential of where RSR can go as far as price, which is 2 pennies right now. The current all-time high is 3 pennies, as I say it on here. Yeah, it's 3 cents though. So we're still currently under that, whereas Bitcoin is at, all-time highs currently. So we're just starting a bull market, which should end around basically 1 year from now, December 2021. So I'm looking for a few key catalysts that will trigger myself to begin to getting out of this position, and I'm transferring my portfolio to Bitcoin. And my current trajectory is to take profits as reserve rights goes up, and I will make a more in-depth video on what specifically that entails. So next. One thing about the reserve that is really awesome is their community. The community is super strong when dealing with any altcoin. It's very important that the altcoin has a very strong community presence, a very strong transparency. And that doesn't mean that they have a community that's just always chilling, but that the community is logically minded, and that the core team, the developers behind the project of Reserve, are constantly engaged with the community. You can definitely follow this page to keep in touch. Reserve community. This is very, very key for keeping up to date with all the happenings of Reserve. So first, I want to show you guys this tweet right here. Basically, the last time that basically, so RSR looks like it's ready for another big run. Last time the 50 and 100 moving averages crossed on the 4-hour, RSR went on a 100% plus move, and the 50 and 100 MAs have crossed bullish again, and I'm looking for something similar. So I saw this tweet. So I'm gonna go more in depth here. Let me show you guys what they're talking about. So I have the 50 MA and the 100 MA activated. As you can see here, back in August, the 50 MA is right here. It's a lighter blue, or what is this, turquoise, and then the dark blue is right here. So last time it crossed, it went from 1 penny all the way up to 3 pennies. So that's a 3x. Last time it crossed right here, and then it crossed again back here when it was just under a penny. So we'll say 1 penny, and then it went all the way up to, yeah, so almost, I would say, yeah, 70% gain right here. So almost a 2x. So let's say, so 0.009 to just under 0.0018. So basically a 2x. So we had a 3x, 2x, and then again right here, 1 penny, so 0.13 to 0.26, so another 2x. So we have 3x, 2x, 2x, and we do have another cross right here. So that's what they're pointing out. So we do have something coming up very soon here that points to another bullish run. And if we go based on at least a 2x, So if we do what we did previously, which was at least, 2x here, 2x here, 3x here. So if we do a 2x again, so if we take the price when it first crossed, it was 0.22. So that means we could go at least to 0.44. So that's at least another 2x. 3x would be 0.66. So that means we would hit 6 cents. That's just based on previous, obviously, price action. Nothing is a guarantee, but that's just something I'm looking at right now. So next, this is the current official Reserve Protocol page. You definitely want to follow this. More importantly, as you can see here, so we had a tweet here December 15th, but we didn't have a tweet before that until November 20th. It doesn't look too active, right? If you just look at that, it's very important that you guys get involved in Telegrams and the Reserve Commune. They do have their own Telegram group, Reserve Lodge. So Reserve Lodge here, they do have their own group, and that's more active than the official Telegram is, but they're both very helpful. And there is a Telegram that has, a Reserve Protocol announcement page where they make like more of the official announcements there. Those are where I keep up to date with the developers, the core team, the updates, everything. So that's very important. All right, next. So Evan Freeman, he is the co-founder of Reserve. He's somebody you want to follow and keep up to date with. He's very engaged. He's very transparent. He is somebody that takes his leadership seriously, to say the least. He's not out here just trying to scam and pump coins. You'll get to know that really quickly if you follow him and the happenings of Reserve. So I highly encourage you guys to follow Nevin. Very genuine dude. I've watched several podcasts. I've listened to several podcasts, obviously, basically on his background. I listened to one of the more recent ones on the Reserve Protocol podcast. Reserve has a podcast. That's another big value add there. Not too many, projects in crypto can actually say they have their own podcast. Reserve has their own podcast. He's very genuine and very transparent, at least from what I can tell. That's another big value add, another big key point about Reserve. Next, so Reserve has some really big investors. That's another reason I'm highly invested into it. So Sam Altman, so I'm going to focus on three. There's several key guys here, but three: Sam Altman, Coinbase Ventures, and Peter Thiel. So Peter Thiel is the co-founder of PayPal. Sam Altman is president of Y Combinator, and Coinbase Ventures is backing Reserve. So I'm going to go more in depth on why these are important. So let me jump here, actually. So Peter Thiel. So like I said, Peter Thiel is the co-founder of PayPal. He was the first big investor in Facebook, which is huge. And what's important with him is he's like very well known in Silicon Valley. So if he picks a project, usually it's a very good project. So usually people, pay attention to what he invests in. Like I said, Facebook. Like, come on, who can say they invested in Facebook? Like that was a huge one right there. And then Sam Altman. So Sam Altman, he was a former president of Y Combinator. Y Combinator birthed Coinbase. They also birthed, like I said here, Airbnb, Dropbox, and Stripe. Y Combinator is an incubator, so think of it as like, just kind of a playground for companies to get all the resources they need, offices and funds that they need to scale their business. And obviously, Y Combinator, then gets percentage of that company as it grows, and you know, obviously they're going to get their share. But Sam Altman basically, was very involved in Coinbase. Obviously, when they were going, through their beginning stages, and they birthed Coinbase. And Coinbase is the number one app. It's the retail number one app, the number one go-to for all of crypto. So there's a lot of connections. Coinbase, PayPal, and very credible investors, Sam Altman and Peter Thiel. So you can't go wrong following with these type of guys. PayPal as well. PayPal obviously is, one of the groundbreaking apps, in the current digital world. So you want to pay attention to, what they're doing next. So obviously, if they've done something in the past, usually they're going to do something good. They're really successful. They know what they're thinking about. They know what they're talking about. So you want to pay attention to what they're investing in. So let's see. So there are no guarantees, but Coinbase Ventures invested in Reserve very early on, so it's probable, in my opinion, that Reserve will get listed on Coinbase. And then Peter Thiel invested in it. He's a co-founder of PayPal. It's highly likely that it's going to be successful, in my opinion. And then Sam Altman, he obviously is the president of Y Combinator. There's a lot of successful companies like also Reddit, Asana, Pinterest that he was an early investor in. So Reserve is one of those as well. So I like to think it's highly probable that Reserve would be successful. Just probabilities here, just speaking probabilities. All right, so next here's the court. This is a website. This is the Reserve website. Once you get to the front page, Reserve is a flexible pool of stable coins designed to reduce risk through diversification and decentralized governance. So Reserve is just an app. So think of it as just an app for buying, holding, and spending digital US dollars. As a US citizen, this is obviously pointless, but so it's available. You want to pay attention to what it says right here. It's available in Venezuela, Argentina, and Colombia. So in other words, it's targeting these hyperinflationary economies. So instead of using their the native currency, they're able to store their wealth in this app in US dollars, so they don't use the value of their savings. So they're able to instantly, when they get paid, transfer their value in their portfolio to US dollars, so it doesn't lose value. And then whenever they want to spend something, they automatically swap it for whatever Venezuelan bolivars, for instance. They could swap it for a payment, only what they need at that time. If they want to go to go buy something or sell something, whatever. If they're a business and they accept bolivars, they want to be able to swap that for something stable such as US dollars and vice versa. So like it says here, get on Google Play. So it is an app, like it's active app right now. And so here's a quick update here. Shout out to RSR friend on Twitter. So he said, anyone else been watching the review star slowly rise on the Reserve app? This is the OBU models. Small test on a small group update. Slightly bigger test on a slightly bigger group update. Repeat until your users can't live without it, and then scale. So Reserve haven't even scaled their app. So we have an app, right? But we're still in the testing phases. So that tells me that there's a lot of upside to this app. A lot. So you want to think about that. You want to think about asymmetric investments. Anytime you're investing in anything, you want to reduce your downside and maximize your upside. It's pretty common sense, right? So next, we'll go here. So here is the Google Play Store, and this is directly from RSR friend. Shout out to RSR friend yet again, Fuzzy Snoop. And so look, so currently we have 486 reviews, and the reviews are looking pretty good. We're almost so we're a little bit over 4 stars. It looks like maybe what 4.1, 4.2. So overall, very good review so far, and you guys can definitely check this out. I'm definitely gonna put RSR friends link down below so you guys can check these reviews out. And these are all obviously real user reviews. So this is very helpful to know like where we're at in the current state. We're still in testing phase. We already have like 500 reviews, and that's key. That's key. We haven't even scaled yet, so there's a lot of upside there. We're definitely is improving as more users get onboarded. So just wanted to share that with you guys. So like I keep saying, I think this is an undervalued asset. I think there's more upside than there's a downside. I like this tweet here. When you bought RSR under not a penny, but under 10 cents. I honestly do think this investment is highly undervalued under 10 cents. And right now we're sitting at 2 cents. So that should tell you like it's not too late. It's definitely not too late. Why do I think that? It's not on the Coinbase app. First of all, Coinbase is where most of the newbies will buy their first crypto. It could be Cash App, it could be PayPal because they now support crypto. But Coinbase is usually where people want to buy their quote unquote altcoins. You can buy Bitcoin and all these other places, but if you want to get into altcoins and you really want to get into crypto, Coinbase is usually where the most of the volume will be going. So Coinbase is where most of the volume is for all of crypto. And if RSR gets listed on Coinbase, it's almost 100% sure. It's not, like I said, nothing's guaranteed, but it's almost, guaranteed to moon. Not gonna say how much, but it's guaranteed to receive more exposure, and exposure is primarily what I'm thinking about here. And so yeah, that's something I'm looking for. Like I said earlier, Coinbase Ventures invested into, which is the investment arm of Coinbase. Coinbase has multiple arms. It's not just the app on your phone. They do have an investment arm, and they invest into Coinbase. I mean, they invested into RSR very early on, so you want to pay attention to those type of moves, and you want to obviously do your own research. Don't just listen to this video, but do your own research outside of this video. Also, a disclaimer: none of this is financial advice. This is just my personal outlook. Next, Coinbase Custody. So there are other arms. So it's Coinbase Pro, Coinbase Custody, and then there's the Coinbase app. Coinbase Pro is like the I guess the institutional grade trading app. So if you're a day trader, you trade forex, and you want interface that's um, very user friendly, and you want to be able to trade and short, long, and just get in and out of trades all day, you're gonna use Coinbase Pro. But if you're the type of investor that has hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars that you want to invest in Bitcoin, you don't want to just buy that with the app. You want institutional grade, very safe, very robust on ramp for you to buy. So if obviously there's some people that live that pay their bills by investing. So you want to use something very robust, and that's where you go to Coinbase Custody. So currently, RSR is on Coinbase Custody. So this is something that usually happens before projects get listed on the Coinbase app. They usually get listed on Coinbase Custody, then they get listed on Coinbase Pro, and then they'll get listed on the Coinbase app. So currently, RSR is on Coinbase Custody. So let me find it here. Yep, it's here right here. So this is usually an indicator that lets you know it's about to be on the app soon. So that's something else. Next, the market maker. So GSR is what provides liquidity for RSR whenever it gets listed on exchanges. Like it just got listed on Binance too long ago. But GSR, what I'm presenting this for you guys for the purpose of this is because GSR is also the market maker for XRP. And if you know anything about XRP, it went buku crazy. It went buku crazy last 2017, 2018 bull market. So that gives a little more credibility and I guess a little more comfort when thinking about the prospects of RSR as it gets onboarded and as we scale into more exchanges, obviously such as Coinbase, and just let you know that the ability, the fundamental, I guess resources are there. So GSR is backing Coinbase as far as market making goes. So next, Kyberswap. So this is what I use. If you guys want to know how do I buy RSR, I buy it with Kyberswap because I have a ledger. I have a ledger right here actually. I use a ledger, so I use DEXs whenever I get in and out of RSR, and I swap it from ETH to RSR and back and forth. Another way, so obviously here's a ledger right here. Please purchase your Ledger Nano S ASAP whenever you're trying to get into any type of cryptocurrencies. But you can also buy it on Gate.io. This is a regular exchange. If you're just starting out and you're not familiar with Ledger, you're not comfortable with it, just get you an account on Gate.io and also get you an account at Coinbase. That way you can buy on Coinbase, transfer your Ethereum from Coinbase to here, and then from when you're on Gate, you can buy RSR with that Ethereum. I'm not sure actually. Don't quote me on that. They may not have an Ethereum pair, but I think I know they have a USD Tether pair, so you can basically with that Ethereum buy Tether, and then with the Tether buy RSR. So next, another kind of macro thing I want to touch on here, like my whole outlook. This kind of is backing my whole outlook on why I'm buying RSR. This is a book called An Altcoin Trader's Handbook by Nick Patel. This kind of gives you the overall background of why I invest the way I invest, why I'm not invested in Bitcoin, and that's it. Why am I invested in an altcoin that only has a $200 million market cap that's not even in the top, like I said, top 20? It's not well known. This is why. So yes, I highly recommend you guys purchase this book and read it. It's very helpful. It will honestly change your outlook on the whole cryptocurrency market. I do compare this to the Bitcoin, the .com bubble back in the early 2000s. I do think this is an unprecedented time, a generational wealth shift. I think this is an extraordinary opportunity that our generation is blessed with, and I think it's very important that we grasp what's right in front of us. Every generation has one or two extraordinary opportunities. Um, like you could say, so like Bill Gates, his generation had the extraordinary opportunity of computers. They were the first generation to really be acclimated with computers. Us, it's like, okay, we're the first generation to really be acclimated with cryptocurrencies, and you got to think about things like this. So Bill Gates was very prepared to basically take a hold of the opportunity right in front of him and build what he built, just because of his generation was the first one, and they were at the primary age, not the primary age, but they were at the perfect age to learn and take a hold of that opportunity. Even before that, you could say like the Industrial Revolution. There are certain few individuals that were ambitious, that were able to capitalize on the Industrial Revolution because they saw what was in front of them, they saw the resources available, and they took action. Us, our generation, we're blessed with cryptocurrencies, and you have to think about it that way. Like the old generations, like they had real estate, they had computer software. We have AI, we have autonomous driving, and we have cryptocurrencies. I think those are the top three extraordinary opportunities that our generation, I'm 27 currently, so obviously I think you probably go back to like 17 and 37, like this 20-year age group. I think we are all blessed with the opportunity to take a hold of that. Because I think if you're too old, you don't want to take too many risks. Obviously, too young, you may not even grasp it yet. There's probably going to be something else, like maybe quantum computers, maybe the next generation's, kind of focus and extraordinary opportunity. But for us, I think it's cryptocurrencies, and not only that, the altcoin cryptocurrencies. Because you guys may know this as well. Bitcoin is making a lot of headlines right now, and it's a lot easier to buy Bitcoin than it was last year, just because of all the institutional grade on ramps, like Coinbase has, Fidelity has. All the banks are embracing crypto. They are able to custody crypto, which means they can hold crypto for an investor that has millions and millions, and he doesn't want to hold it in his house because that's a safety threat. So this is definitely something I want to highlight, that our generation, we have undervalued altcoin gems that we can capitalize on, and that there are barriers to entry on that others may not see, even though they have millions of dollars. And Bitcoin is very valuable, and that's the ultimate reserve. I look at Bitcoin as my savings account, and I look at altcoins as what I'm going to gain wealth. That's how I'm going to accumulate wealth. I'm going to preserve it with Bitcoin. I'm going to accumulate wealth with altcoins like reserve, but I'm going to preserve it with Bitcoin. That's my outlook, and you can get more into that when you read this book. I think it'd be great if I do a review on this book. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Next, so I touched on the app already. So this is just more evidence of the purpose, like the use case, the real world use case. A lot of altcoin projects in crypto, they're very theoretical. They are great ideas, but where's the practice? Where's it? I'm an engineer. I'm very logical minded. So what is this project really doing? What value is it really giving to the world? So solving issues like this, Venezuela hyperinflation hits 10 million%. Shock therapy made the only chance to undo the economic damage. So there's, huge issue in Venezuela. There's a huge issue in Argentina. Here's the inflation rate from 2004 to 2019. Like these values are, unacceptable. It's to the point where, you're not secure holding your own currency. So Reserve is fixing issues like this by allowing them to store their wealth in US dollars. So this is something you definitely want to pay attention to. It doesn't really affect us, but this is very helpful for, like you see here, Argentina, Venezuela, and where else is it? I think Colombia or Panama. Yeah, Colombia. I believe they're in Panama as well. I think they just haven't listed it yet. I do remember seeing that update. I think they just started beta testing in Panama. All right, so that's all the content I have to show you guys regarding reserve and why I'm invested in reserve. Just to recap, what I'm looking for right now, currently, it's December 20th. I gave you all the fundamentals. I went over some technicals that I'm looking at. Right now, I'm looking for price action, around the 3 cent range. Like I said earlier, I'm expecting it to hit 4 pretty soon. I just want to see how the markets will react. Just going into January, its stimulus actually was just approved. I want to make sure that I'm watching everything going on with the stimulus. The presidential transition, but also specific to reserve, the app rollout. Just want to keep a close eye on the app rollout, and that's basically me looking in the Telegram group, Twitter, keeping in touch with Twitter, all the RSR tweets, looking at the cash tag RSR, just keeping up to date with everything going on the Reserve Lodge. So I'm gonna be I check those all the time. You can definitely check my Telegram group and keep in touch with everything going on there. You could just you don't really have to do anything, just join, and I basically give all the updates there. But anyways, what I'm saying is I'm gonna be looking for price action around the 4 cent range, 3 cent range. Coinbase potential rollout, obviously, that could be launched any day now. Also, the app rollout, and I'm just going to be watching for mainnet. Mainnet is coming up. The mainnet isn't even rolled out yet. That's a key catalyst there. And then arbitrage hasn't been rolled out, and they're also working on a big exchange, a huge exchange rollout that will enable them to, in a decentralized manner, transfer in and out apps like PayPal, so that that eventually the Reserve app will be unstoppable, basically, in a sense. And I don't know all the details of it, so I won't go into in depth, but just know that this app is going to be continually developed, and they do have big plans to basically have an easy way for their users to jump in and out of PayPal, if they use PayPal. And so that's huge. That's what I'm looking for. So like I said earlier, I'm looking at the MAs here. I'm looking at the price action here on the 3 cent mark and the Coinbase rollout. Guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. This probably is so today's December. Actually, I could be out of this as early as January. Like I said, I'm just going to be looking at it really closely. But honestly, if I were to bet on anything, like, to give myself a roadmap, I probably will be holding this all the way until December 2021, because just the 4-year market cycles of, typically how the crypto markets run, and usually alts like reserve, like usually altcoins that aren't really on the map, they tend to run up crazy. I'm talking, 10x, 20x, even 50, 100x, sometimes 1000x gains. They usually do that after Bitcoin goes crazy. So after Bitcoin hits its all-time high. So after Bitcoin like goes stupid and then it kind of stagnant and it's sideways, that's usually when the cryptos, that's when they make their crazy gains, and that's where I potentially will be cashing out in December 2021. So like I said, I'm gonna be keeping up to date with everything, and I'll definitely be letting you guys know, if I make any moves. But as of right now, I'm all in RSR. Short term, I could be out as early as next month, but also I could be holding all the way up until December 2021 or January 2022, and that's just based on the 4-year cycle. And I'm just going to be watching ETH, because ETH is usually the first one to pump out of all the altcoins, and then from ETH, in the majors like XRP and Cardano, usually that money, that liquidity flows down to the lower cap alts, like RSR and others. So that's also another perspective that I'm keeping in touch with. So with that, that's it. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you want more value like this. If you have any other questions, any books that you guys book recommendations, any video topics, any security topics, ledger, how to get into a certain exchange, whatever, I'm here for you guys. I will be more consistent, like I said. And with that, I'm out.